Welcome back. iJust Cards, episode 3. Now this week we got, this week I teased one here in episode 2. So they went to UConn and they're in the Hall of Fame. Now if you guess this guy, you're partially right. He is in the Hall of Fame. He did go to UConn, but that's not the one I got back. And side note on him, some probably wish that, the Timberwolves never traded him. But I guess some people are pretty high on Marbury. I was never a big Marbury guy, but that's another one for another day, as they say. So, give you a second to think who it was. UConn Hall of Fame. It is none other than Mrs. Rebecca Lobo. That should be a good one. We got Coach Richie Adubato. We got Larry Nance Sr. We got B.J. Armstrong. Mark Randall. David Benoit. And Danny Schayes. So, let's dig in. Okay, let's dig in. So Lobo, I sent her, I believe, 3 cards. I think I got a rookie card for UConn from that team that went, was it 95, went 35-0. Just a monster with that team. And then I sent her some of these Pinnacle cards. So, let's see what we got here. So the first one here, yep. So that UConn rookie card here. Right there. That's pretty cool. Pretty sweet signature for Rebecca Lobo. And now these Pinnacle ones here. That one's pretty sweet. I like the gloss on that one. And then the third one here, Style and Grace, as it says at the bottom. That's for sure right there. And now the WNBA came out. I feel like they were hyping up 2 players mainly. East Coast, New York Liberty, Rebecca Lobo. And then the West Coast, it was LA Sparks, Lisa Leslie. And they both had pretty solid careers. So now back to these Pinnacle cards. So they actually came in these tins. So here's Leslie, if you can see that here. They came in these tins. So you'd buy this tin, and then you'd have to open it up, and the cards were inside there. And man, I bought a bunch of these. It was. I liked the novelty of it. I liked the idea of the WNBA. I just wish they would have had a better TV deal. But still pretty solid. I mean, the Lynx here in Minnesota, they've won a bunch. But I remember being at, Game 5 of the Lynx here, the last championship they won. You're in there, good atmosphere. You won it all. You left. You didn't feel like you wanted to tip over a car or, start a fire like, Philadelphia and some other cities like to do in their sports towns. But, hey, to each their own, I guess. So, next one we got Coach Richie Adubato. And I remember him most from actually coaching the New York Liberty in the WNBA. I mean, he coached a bunch in the NBA in the late 80s, into the 90s. But he actually coached the Liberty a couple years into their existence. And coincidental enough, Rebecca Lobo actually tore her ACL in the first game he coached. And, she was never the same, but, I don't know, small world moment. Okay, let's see here. I sent, oh, it looks like he sent an extra card here. So I'll show you the one that I sent him. There's that one. Kind of cool. But the one he sent's a lot cooler. These Skybox cards, man, these are sweet cards. Now the signature's kind of tough to read because it's, the black on the... But I got a Jim Peterson like this signed that I met Jim Pete at one of the Timberwolves games. But now these Skybox cards, these are sweet. So thank you, Mr. Richie Adubato, and thank you, Rebecca Lobo. Nice little sandwich combo there. Now let's go to Larry Nance Sr. So he played mostly with the Suns. Probably his biggest accomplishment was the '84 slam dunk contest where he beat Dr. J. I mean, I was still a few months away, but so let's see what we got here. And then, what year was that? I think a couple years ago, maybe 2018. Larry Nance Jr. He was in the slam dunk contest. He paid homage to his dad. He wore the Phoenix jersey, did the dunk. So I mean, that's pretty sweet right there. So let's see. Now that's interesting. This looks like a pen, but it looks like he signed it. I mean, it looks okay. See that there? Maybe sideways a little bit better, but that's pretty cool though. Thank you, Larry Nance. I appreciate that one. Now we go to B.J. Armstrong. Now, B.J. Armstrong, I mean, backup point guard, forever a Chicago Bull. I know he bounced around, went to, Golden State, didn't want to go to Toronto, ended up in Golden State, played at, Charlotte. I mean, he's in that Last Dance documentary, so if you haven't checked that out on ESPN. But yeah, B.J. Armstrong, I mean, the backup point guard, that Bulls team won 3 rings, solid career. Let's see it. Ooh, that's nice. One of those Fleer 91s. Nice blue ink on that one. That's pretty sweet there. Thank you, Mr. Armstrong. I appreciate that one. Now let's go to Mark Randall. Now, Mark Randall, I don't know a lot about him. He only played a few years. He played a bunch of teams, Chicago. But he played with the Timberwolves. I think he played 40-plus games with the Timberwolves. And he was born in Edina. I don't think he stayed here long, but, I mean, it's kind of cool that you can have a player, born in the same state and play for the same team. Oh, okay, that's cool. So he personalized it. Let's see. I think, yeah, and put his number on there. That's a pretty sweet one there. That's cool. Thank you, Mr. Randall. Add that to the old Timberwolves collection. Okay. Now we got David Benoit. Now, David Benoit, I mean, Jazz mostly. I think Magic and Nets, he played for them. I mean, a pretty decent career, though, all in all. I know he played overseas. So, let's see what we got here. Okay, so I sent him 2 of these cards. Okay, so he wrote a bunch of stuff on this one here. Okay, that's cool. So these are one of these NBA Jam Session cards. They're a little bit taller than a regular card. So if you pull up a regular card, you can kind of see the Mark Randall here. So, a little bit taller. But that's pretty cool. If you can see that, he wrote some inscriptions on there. And then I sent them one, like I said, these are my meat and potatoes right here. These 93, 94 Fleer Ultras. There'll actually be an episode of just these cards at some point. I'm waiting for a few more back, and then I'm going to do an episode with just these ones. Thank you, Mr. Benoit. I appreciate that. Okay, last one we got for the week here, Danny Schayes. Now, he was the son of Dolph Schayes, who was one of the 50th greatest players in NBA history. And now Danny Schayes, I always admired him because he wore glasses. He wore the shades, players like Horace Grant, the Rex Specs, Kurt Rambis. Those guys, I like those guys just because it's like, you know what? That's pretty sweet to see that. I sent him one card here. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, boom, there he is wearing the shades here. Blue. Seems like we got a common theme here with the blue Sharpie. That's pretty sweet there. Thank you, Mr. Schayes. Appreciate that. So, looks like that's it for episode 3 this week. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like, dislike, share, comment, tell your friends' friends, and be on the lookout for episode 4. Maybe baseball. We might stick with basketball. We'll see what we get here this next week. So until next time, iJust Cards. Take care.